Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers, and it's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
We have a big show for you today.
Yes, we do.
When you're retired, time flies. We sit down here to do Mailbag Monday, and before we know it, boom, a week has passed, and we're doing it again. Luckily, we have a lot of great things to share with you today. One of them's that Resident Academy.
Oh, we did go to that last week, and it was it was like an academy. We were there for about 3 hours.
We're going to show you a clip on that. We have more critters to share with you. You ladies aren't going to like this one. Flowers in the villages, that's more your style, right?
Yeah.
The flowers here are magnificent. We'll talk about those a little bit later. We went to the pro shootout at Southern Oaks. We're going to bring you some clips from that and lots of good questions. Every week we get multiple letters regarding these t-shirts. What color is this one?
I call it coral.
Coral.
Yeah.
We have a whole bunch of colors and we love them. They were always provided by Art Stevens and his wife Sue. But they've moved to the villages. They sold their business. So those of you that want t-shirts, we don't have a supplier anymore.
Well, you can't blame them. When you come down here, you want to retire.
Oh, no, I
everything.
don't blame them at all.
No.
But those of you that want shirts, we have to find another supplier, and we will definitely try to do that. If anybody out there knows a good one, let us know. And red alert, red alert, red alert. We're out of questions. Have you ever had trouble with your computer or your cell phone?
Yes, every day.
Yeah.
I don't know how to run any of them.
Last week, I had all these questions, all the future questions, 100 of them or more, stored on my phone. And my phone gives me the message, you're out of space. You can free up space by clicking here. I did. And I lost every question. And lots of important photos and all sorts of things. So we're out of questions. If you have a question for us, answer the call. Send it to villagesnewcomers@gmail.com, and then we'll have a new stockpile.
Yeah.
Again, we'll sort through those and answer the ones that we think haven't been answered in a while or something new and exciting.
And we're sorry if we lost your question that you wanted us to explain, but please, if you can think of those questions we haven't covered, please give us a
Very
big
sorry
list.
about that. Well, let's get right to our shout-outs. We have a lot of shout-outs today.
Jim and Terry from Minnesota.
Appreciate them.
Yeah.
Viewers that have now become friends. Here's Bob, Joyce, Lance, and Nance.
That's short for Nancy.
David and Kathy Lake. They're the owners of One Iron Golf, and we wanted to give a shout out to them. What a great looking couple. Bridget and Tom, check them out, wearing their newcomer t-shirts on their brand new lot in Hawkins.
And Norm and Glennis in Sydney, Australia. Oh, crikey. So glad you're watching.
And hi to Mark in Michigan with his pups.
And then a shout out to Edward and Vicky in the village of Hawkins also. But they're still living in California right now.
Edward's a pilot, and he transports critically ill children. Here's a photo of him. Ken and Jan Frazier, new to St. Catherine, and they're living it up at the square. Check these guys out. Lighten it up.
That looked like a fun night.
Yeah. And future Hawkins residents, Joe and Maura, in a beautiful field of sunflowers in Finleyville, Pennsylvania.
And this is Jolly, watching with her mom, Bev.
Uda and Dennis visiting here all the way from Canada.
We had a nice visit with them. They're
Yeah.
a lovely couple.
Great folks. And thanks to Paul. Paul, that was a very thoughtful gift. We appreciate it very much. Kristen McKevitt sent in a photo of, or actually a video of her husband, Rob. And here he is,
Hi, honey.
riding
Good
his bike down Moyer Loop. On Friday, there was the Pro Shootout. That is a tournament, a one-day tournament that features all the pros from the country clubs in the villages. Now, Linda couldn't go along. She's been before.
I couldn't go this year, but I did go a couple of years ago, and it was a lot of fun.
Linda volunteers on Fridays at Bargains and Blessings, a church-operated thrift store in Wildwood. And Tom and I went and we watched the Pro Shootout. Here are a few scenes from that.
Oh, nice shot. Stop.
Part of living in a retirement community is getting to know folks of all ages. You know, we have friends that are under 55 and we have friends that are in their 80s.
Yes, we do.
And once in a while, we get bad news. And this week we were contacted by a viewer whose mom had passed away. And they wanted to make sure that her clothes and some of her belongings went to a good cause. So they got in touch with us, and we went over there last night and collected lots of beautiful clothes, eyeglasses, and things like that, that we're going to make sure that they find good homes and are you know.
Yeah, it's a big job for a family to do that. So
they
we
had
hope we're helping them. So
yeah, they
we're
were
so sorry.
overwhelmed, and we will get those somewhere where they can be used by needy families and people that will appreciate them. And it's very nice of you guys to do that. And here's a picture of Pauline, and these are her things that we're going to be given to folks that can use them. People ask us about the animals in the villages. You know, we're big fans. We're huge fans. We love the birds. We like the lizards. We like the alligators. We don't mind the snakes. One thing that nobody's a very big fan of, though, are rats.
No. Who's a fan of that?
Here's one I bumped into on the golf course cart path the other day. I saw this little guy on the cart path over at Bogart Executive. He just sat there. He's alive. He's just either asleep or maybe he sucked in a little insecticide. Was that creepy?
That was such an unusual video. I just totally thought, what on earth were you doing with that rat up close and personal? No way.
I don't know if he was tired or he was sleeping or he had
been drugged,
eaten some insecticide or whatever, but he did scurry along after the video. But
might got hit, maybe?
I don't know. He was right there resting on the car path.
Wow.
But he did skitter off into the bushes there at the end.
And here's our first question.
This is from Frank. When you buy a home with a view or a home on a pond, is there any assurance that the water levels will be maintained or the trees will be trimmed to assure the view? Unfortunately, Frank, you're not going to hear the answer you want to that. None of the water levels in the villages are guaranteed. They fluctuate with the rainfall. When the rain is plentiful, the ponds will generally be pretty full. When the rain is scarce, they will use that water that's in those retention ponds to irrigate the medians along the roads, the cart paths, the golf courses, the common areas. So those water levels can go way down. And in fact, sometimes the ponds do look a little bit shabby. in the heat of summer.
Yes, and they do not trim any of the palm trees on that area around lakes or around the modal paths. They're what they call that common or left to nature.
Yeah. I don't know if they never do it. They may trim. But we just this past year had a news story locally here, very close to us on Valley Brook, where some of the residents that bought view lots, but since the time they've moved here, the scrubby undergrowth had grown up, blocking the view of beautiful Lake Deaton. And so they took it upon themselves. I don't know if they took it upon themselves, but it eventually, a contractor was hired somehow, and he cut down a lot of that scrubby undergrowth. And to me, it looked better after it was cut.
Sure.
But it's a natural area, and it did not belong to the homeowners. So evidently, there were some penalties involved, and actually even a crime committed in the cutting. But you have to know that anything that's not on your property, you're not going to have control of, and that can be a big drawback.
Terry and Sandy want to know if there's any car shows or any car clubs. And there are. There are a lot of car shows, and especially in Spanish Springs, there's definitely car shows. The classic car shows. I don't know what else. We haven't been to too many.
We've never had a car good enough to put in a car show. Let's think. My first car, what was your first car, by the way? My first car was a 1961 white Chevy Biscayne.
Oh,
I got a ticket in downtown Louisville, Kentucky for air pollution with that car. Then I had a 63 Ford Fairlane. I had a 73 Ford Pinto. Oh, man. My best car was a 1968 Plymouth Satellite 318 engine.
That's the one we started.
Had some air shocks on the back.
I had a Ford Falcon wagon.
She inherited a Ford Falcon wagon when she was a teenager.
Light blue.
It was green.
Oh, Daddy bought us two. One for Connie, one for me, but I forgot which color was mine. One of us had a blue, one of us had a green. But they were both Falcon wagons.
Yeah, her dad worked at Ford for 30-some years.
Yeah.
So we've never had a really great. I had 76 Malibu Classic on our honeymoon. That was a sweet ride, wasn't it?
That was neat. Until the windshield wipers broke.
Yeah, that's a true story. We came on our honeymoon from Indiana. We drove to Disney World.
Yeah.
And we went to Disney World. And on the way home, we drove home. The windshield wipers broke, and it was raining cats and dogs. And I literally, to see, had to stick my head out the window in the rain and drive that car.
Yeah.
It sounds like a stupid joke. But yes, Spanish Springs, right?
Yes.
Car shows on a regular basis, once a month, maybe?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see other things around where classic cars are lined up. We saw it the other day. I saw it at the Optimus Club on Rolling Acres.
Right.
They
There's
had
a
show.
lot of car shows, but a lot of car enthusiasts here.
Charisse and Martin ask, who pays for all those flowers at the intersections of each neighborhood and every rec center? We've heard that they pull perfectly good flowers up every few months and put in new ones. That has to be expensive. Well, Charisse and Martin, you are right. They do that. That's one of the things that draws people to the villages. The place always looks good 12 months a year. And we love the flowers at the entrances to the neighborhoods. We caught them in action. Take a look. These flowers are changed out every 3 months. Here you see a crew is removing some at the Burnside Rec Center. See, these are the older flowers planted 3 months ago. They went with a little different type flower this time. It was more of a wildflower look. I think they're getting away from that. But here you can see that they have prepared the planting areas. They'll actually use a big drill and drill out small holes for the flowers. Plant them by hand. Hello there. Cover it up, put a little fertilizer on it, and in a few months, this will be lush. Flowers will grow together. It'll be just beautiful. Every traffic circle, the entrance to every village, millions of flowers. Here they've drilled those holes and he's tossing flowers right into the hole. Someone will come along right behind him and firm it up, water it, and boom, Just another reason why we love the Villages. You see from the video that the flowers looked pretty good when they pulled them up, and now they're young and they'll grow in. In the time since we filmed that, they look awesome now.
Yeah.
They have filled out. They're automatically watered with the
sprinkler
irrigation.
system, yes.
And they look great. And that way the flowers don't get past their prime. And you know how flowers do when they get past their prime. They don't look so good. Here, they always look good. And to me, it's a minor expense for a really beautiful part of our community. Yeah. Roy and Daniel ask, how are same-sex couples accepted into the Villages? I don't know, Roy and Daniel, because we don't question anybody. You know, we don't know anybody that does. You know, we just live and let live and go about our business, and we say hi to everybody we meet, and we're friendly with everybody, and they're friendly with us. And so I don't think you're going to have any problems.
Oh, this is a very friendly community. This is from Guy and Kathy. They want to know, how much did we downsize, and what was the difference between our size of homes from back in Indiana to this home here? Well, we downsized quite a bit of our stuff because we had really 3 levels of furniture and accumulation.
And a shed and a garage.
Yes.
And a garage with an attic.
Yeah, that's true. We had quite a bit of stuff. And so we downsized quite a bit. And our home, what was the square footage back home?
3,800.
Okay.
Pretty close.
And this one is 1967. So we had to
with
get
no
rid
outside storage buildings.
No, and a little attic in the garage here. So we did get rid of quite a bit of stuff. And you know what? We still have quite a bit of stuff, and we still need to downsize a little bit more.
Today is November 22nd. By the way, it's the anniversary of the shooting of JFK in Dallas. I was in the 3rd grade. Wow. That was, I remember it so vividly. But 3 years ago on November 22nd, we were right in the middle of getting rid of this stuff.
Yes,
we
we were.
closed on this house
Yeah.
on November 30th, 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
So we know what you're talking about. And we have mentioned this time and time again, but our viewership turns over, so we're happy to repeat it. We got rid of lots and lots and lots of things, and we brought lots of things. And some of the things we brought did not fit into our new home. Mm-hmm. So we gave them away, donated them, or sold them after we got here.
And you change your style, too, a little bit to Florida style. Your furniture gets a little bit lighter here.
And the second part of the question, after living in our home here for a while, do we wish we had purchased a different size home? Absolutely not.
No.
We may like a different view, or we may want a pool or something like that, but this home is just right. Mm-hmm. I like to tell people that come in here, standing in the middle of my home, 20 big steps, I can reach anything I own.
That's right.
I can get any tool, we can find anything we need. Life is so much simpler, and that's what we wanted in our retirement. So this home is just perfect for us. On a similar note, Kristen wants to know if we found a house in Florida first, or did we sell our house in Indiana first? That's kind of a funny story. You know, we came to the lifestyle visit, which is very dangerous. When you come to that lifestyle visit, you're going to probably like this place very much and want to buy a house. Right now, it's a seller's market and houses are limited. So I think there are some frustrated people that come here on lifestyle visits right now. But you will probably want to buy or at least look at some homes while you're here. And we did. 2 weeks later, we found one we liked and bought it sight unseen, not even having our other home for sale yet. We got very lucky. The first person that saw our home up there bought it. And we were able to make a smooth transition. November 29th, 2018, we closed on that home up there. The next day, we bought the home here. For one day, we were homeless. I know, we were crying too.
He said, "Where's my big yard?"
Tammy and John want to know if there's enough nightlife. Are there enough things to do for non-retirees? And by the way, you hear him whining? Yeah. He wants a treat.
Yeah.
He wants a treat. You guys write to him so much, and you give him such a big head that now he wants to be constantly paid for his role in the show. He's a little prima donna.
We started giving him treats, and now he knows
Yeah,
where are my treats.
We made a mistake with that
We
one.
did.
I don't know. Do non-retirees party at night? When I was a non-retiree, I was so tired I didn't party at
Ready to go
night.
to bed. I tell you, I worked at Bargains and Blessings from 9:30 to 1 o'clock. I am exhausted at 1 o'clock. So don't talk to me at 3 because I'm taking a nap.
Tammy and John said that having nothing to do other than play bingo sounds boring to them.
Oh my goodness.
We haven't played bingo. We've been here 3 years.
We want to go do that though.
So what could you do tonight if you wanted to go out? You could go to any of the town squares.
Any town square.
You could go for a golf cart ride. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
that's fun.
That is fun.
You could go play bocce.
You can go for a bicycle ride.
Go for a bike ride. You could play golf if you wanted.
You're doing card games with people.
We do that quite a bit.
Yes,
And we've got
games.
this new game called Sequence. We play it with couples. We like to play Mexican Train.
Yes, we do, and there's a lot of other things to do. I mean, there's get-togethers, there's socials, there's driveway parties. There's lots of shopping. I like shopping, but then there's so much to do.
You may be the youngest person in the room, but you can do a lot of stuff. And I'm going to tell you, even though some of these people are older than you, I think down here 70 is kind of the new 50.
I agree with that. I do. This is from Karen. She wants to know what the bird cages are for. They're talking about on the homes.
Good question. We know, and everybody down here knows, a bird cage is an enclosure, sometimes around a pool, most often probably around a
Yes.
pool or a large patio behind your house. What are they for? They're not to keep children out like they would be up in Indiana, because there are no children running around here.
Or keep them in.
Yeah, but for here, it's to keep the little bugs out. And it won't keep lizards out because they'll generally find a way to get in around the doors. A few, not a lot, but it'll keep those little bugs they call no-see-ums out. Those little flies or little biting insects. And it'll keep mosquitoes out. That's the big one. It'll keep the mosquitoes out. And it'll give you some peace of mind that you're not going to get up and go out to the pool to take a dip and find an alligator swimming in your pond. That's what the bird cages are for.
Yeah.
Gary writes, my wife has a sister that would come with us to the villages. She would reside with us, but her name would not be on the deed. Would she still have full access to the amenities? That's very similar to our situation. Our youngest son, he's 25 years old. Is that right?
Yes.
And he has our address of record, but he's in the military. So right now he's stationed in Charleston, South Carolina. He's not on the deed, but he does have a resident pass. And since his name's not on the deed, it's a different color.
Right.
We have a green one, he has a blue one, but he can still play golf and do the amenities with us. I'm not sure how many people that could be on that type of situation. Maybe just one. We'll try to find out the answer to that and get it to you in another show.
This is from Dennis. Just wondering, we see homes with screen lanais and some with glass lanais. We prefer the glass. Just an estimate, what could you guesstimate the cost turning a screen lanai into a glass lanai, glass tin?
That is a good question. Now, costs have gone up a tremendous amount. We know a couple that just recently, we know two couples.
Yeah, we have.
Two couples that took a small lanai, and by small I'm saying 10 feet wide, maybe 12, and 20 feet long, and turned that into a glassed room. And both of these couples did more work, though. They converted the area outside, one of them into a hot tub room with a
Like a
pergola, and it is a bird cage now. And the other one did a poured patio to put a grill on and things like that. I think these couples paid about $25,000 for that work. Now, it could be less. And also, you may want to invest in what they call a mini split air conditioner to keep that new area cooled. Your homes are engineered here. When they're built, the ductwork and the size of your AC unit is gauged for your house without the lanai. You may need to buy that mini split if you're going to have that open and treat it like an open room all year round. Last Monday, we attended what they call the Resident Academy. She has it right here, a handout booklet that they gave you, and spokespeople from different areas of the villages, from recreation, from the water treatment plant,
to the safety in the villages, the community watch. They also had the fire department, our chief speak. Human resources came, and they also did talked a lot about the politics of the villages and what's governed, who answers what questions, and how we get our concerns answered. They also give you a list of your own guidelines for your home, where you're living in your district, so what you can and can't do with your home and your property. So that was really nice to have this, so it's in hand. When you sign your contract, you would get this. So they were a little reminder, but this is a great book and a great resource.
It was free, and it lasted pretty much all morning and then a little bit of the afternoon.
Yeah.
And they took questions and answers, and they had breakout sessions, and they had a sign up for a tour of the water treatment plant and some other things that you might be interested in. But all that's just another service by the villages, and I think the people there really enjoyed it.
They did, and if you're a new community member, you need to go to this. It's really nice. This is our last question from Connie. Who is going to pay that for a manufactured home with no land? Nuts for real.
Connie, that's a misconception. There are some 55 plus developments where you don't own the land. So here you own the land that you're sitting on, and that does make it more expensive when you own the land. Time for Gizmo segment. Are you ready?
Hey, Gizzy.
Take it away.
Mom and Dad got a letter this week from Jim and Sue. But it's about me, I guess, so I'll read it to you. We love your show and we've learned so much. We bought our home in September and we'll be moving down permanently in January. We've seen many pictures and videos of the villages, but I don't recall seeing any fire hydrants. There must be water sources for firemen. Do you have fire hydrants? Jim, Sue, have you not been watching my videos? I've pointed out several of my favorites to you. When Mom takes me on a walk every morning, I hit 5 or 6 of those babies. And I tell you the truth, I run out of ammo before we even finish our loop. I'd say there's one every 500 feet or so. So don't worry, plenty of fire hydrants. I'm running out of jokes, everybody. But here's one. What do you call it when a caveman passes wind? It's a blast from the past. Blast from the past.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Some of you have noted that he's been panting in our videos. We're here for quite a while. We have 3 bright lights. I'm going to show you a picture of the setup. And they're kind of beaming on us. That's one reason we went to this background. When we were at the other table, we had sort of a dark area behind us because it was such a big area to light and we couldn't do it. We have plantation shutters, which make it a little more difficult. But right here we can light it. We love these birds, although you can only see their legs right now.
Today.
And this is a nice place for us to do it. We have a big table to spread out on. This is our dining room table right here.
Yeah.
So it's
Maybe
good for
it's
us.
just all the extra lights in here.
But he's fine. Believe me, he's fine. And in 5 minutes he'll be down and he'll be his usual.
And we'll get him his treat. And he'll be
Yes,
just
we'll get him a
just
treat.
glorious.
That's going to be it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
As always, we thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in Thursday. You know it's a special day. It's Thanksgiving. And we're going to have our Thanksgiving edition. And we're going to talk to some villages residents and find out what they're thankful for.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button. Until next time.
See you when you get here.